Okay, so you've been playing Honkai for a while and you have accumulated a ton of crystals. And now the question lies, who should you spend your crystals on? To answer this million-dollar question, let's start off with a Honkai quiz. A starter Honkai quiz. Here's our very first question. What type of Valkyrie should you spend your crystals on? Gear-dependent Valkyries such as BKE or De Ancoria. Gear-friendly Valkyries such as Herschel Flame Scion and Herschel Sentience. Valkyries that can be bought with Ancient Willpower, or waifu over meta. Did you get the right answer? If yes, then awesome job. Gear-friendly Valkyries are able to deal high damage even with free-to-play stigmatas, and this makes it very efficient for you, especially if you are tight on crystals. So this means pulling for gear-friendly Valkyries such as Herschel Flame Scion and Herschel Sentience is a top priority, and they will add much benefit to your team. Okay, so here's the second question. How should you prioritize stigmata sets to pull from gacha? Pull stigmata sets that can be crafted in the foundry. Pull stigmata sets that can be replaced by foundry stigmatas. Pull stigmata sets that are unique and doesn't have a foundry stigmata alternative. Or pull stigmata sets that look cool. If you have chosen the option with the longest answer, then you are absolutely right. But if you chose it just because it's the longest answer, then hey, you're halfway there. Yes, it is wise to pull for stigmata sets that are unique and do not have an alternative stigmata from the foundry. So for example, you may not want to pull for Benares set for Herschel Thunder if you can easily craft Monet T, Jaemon M and B stigmatas for her. Of course, if you are a Mei and Benares simp, then by all means go for it. Stigmatas that are good for pulling include Paganini or Shujing set, because currently the foundry does not have good physical support stigmatas. Beethoven set works as a free-to-play stigmata alternative, but it's still far away from Shujing and Paganini. So here's our third question. When should you spend your crystals? When your favorite Valkyrie banner is up, because waifu over meta, during spending events where spending crystals provide rewards, anytime you have the gacha itch, or when you are aiming for a specific stigmata piece. And my opinion is to spend your crystals during spending events that provide rewards. Rewards such as outfits, S-rank fragments, and even a Valkyrie card makes spending crystals during this time super worth. So save up your crystals and spend when the opportunity arrives. So how did you do for this quiz? Don't worry, after this guide, you'll be one step closer to being a crystal investment guru. Now let's zoom out to the bigger picture, and across all Valkyries, there are chosen few that are must-haves for everyone. These Valkyries include Herschel of Flame Scion for fire, Fallen Rosemary or Herschel of Thunder for lightning, Silver Wing for ice, and Herschel of Sentience for physical. Most of these Valkyries are DPS Valkyries, while some of them can act as top tier supports as well, such as Fallen Rosemary and Herschel of Sentience. These Valkyries are best to have because they are gear friendly and have tons of utility, which means they can perform pretty well with free-to-play gears. But of course, getting their main weapon is a huge plus. Also, with Herschel of Flame Scion and Herschel of Sentience in the starter supply, if you are a new player, then that is a huge boost for you guys, as you can pull for them anytime you want. Pull for one of them and hopefully their weapon too, and then you can slowly save up to craft the free-to-play stigmatas from the foundry. So in a nutshell, if you have really just started playing Honkai and haven't put anything yet, I will narrow the Valkyries down to mainly two of them, Herschel of Flame Scion and Herschel of Sentience. Herschel of Flame Scion is good because of her high performance with free-to-play gears, her recent skill sets that are up to date with the meta such as time stopping, and she has a wide boss coverage. This means that she is a very worth all-purpose Valkyrie. For Herschel of Sentience, she's a physical Valk, so she's brilliant because her skill set is super versatile. She has gather, impair, healing, and time stop mechanics all in one. She makes both a good DPS and support Valkyrie, and she's able to perform well even with free-to-play gears. Overall, pulling for Herschel of Sentience is a definite must for any captain of any level. I've made a team building guide previously, so you can check it out here. So we have been talking about spending crystals, but how much crystals do all of these cost? Let's find out. For a DPS Valkyrie such as Herschel of Flame Scion or Herschel of Sentience, it takes a maximum of 28,000 crystals to reach the 100 PT. But let's assume we'll take 60 pulls, which cost around 16,800 crystals. This is probably the norm, so if you have obtained them earlier, that means you have more crystals to spend for your gears. Yeah! Next, you'll want to try to pull for their main weapon, such as the Key of Radiance or the Key of Sentience. Depending on your luck, you might get them between 10 pulls to around 50 pulls, and let's average it out to 30 pulls. This will cost around 8,400 crystals, and who knows, maybe you might even pull for their costing mata, which is also a huge bonus. Overall, you'll probably need 16,800 plus 8,400, which equals to 25,200 crystals for a DPS Valkyrie and her core weapon. Yes, this may sound a lot, but do not worry, if you are a new captain, then doing story stages will provide you tons and tons of crystals. For example, doing the starter's guide and playing the story and chronicles content would probably give you around 40,000 crystals. But with that said, please do not rush the story. Honkai's story is super well written, and I highly encourage you to take it slowly and appreciate the awesome character developments of the Valkyries. Overall, saving crystals is a slow and steady process, but you'll get there eventually. For longer term players who have caught up with the story, here's a breakdown of your weekly crystal income. Daily tasks reward us with 40 crystals a day, and BP gives us 480 crystals per month. Abyss runs happen twice a week, and each run provides 100 crystals for attempts, and another 320 crystals after finalization, which totals to 840 crystals a week. Memorial Arena provides 100 crystals from the 10 weekly attempts, and Elysian Realm provides 500 crystals at D130. This means that each week you get around 1,840 crystals, which looks pretty decent. Also, since each patch lasts for about 6 weeks, this means that every patch will grant you about 11,040 crystals. Since an S rank pool costs around 16,800 crystals, this means you'll take around 2 months of saving to acquire your favorite S rank Valkyrie. Always remember, slow and steady wins the race. Alright, so we have reached the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching my guides, and I hope you have found that helpful. Do hit that like, subscribe and comment down below on any questions that you have or what you'd like to see next. With that, thank you and happy playing Honkai. And don't forget to touch some grass.